Podcast City.
Get on it.
Podcast City.
Get on it.
Oh, yeah, we are on it. This is episode 2 of Life with Mike and Mika. The entanglement episode. but first, I want to congratulate this young lady who I've chased for about 12 years to come on from Hurricane 1 to Taunton to here. She finally listened to me, and guess what happens? 7,200 plus as of 4 hours ago.
What's up?
In organic views in 1 week. That is not easy to do. Trust me. And we're only dumping in 2 places, Grow Up in Fall River and the Brockton Hub. That is it. Can you imagine if we were dumping into New Bedford, guys?
Oh, boy.
And it's like that. And we're going to talk about that as this business of podcast continues to evolve. But I want to congratulate you, Mika. You did an amazing job.
Thank you.
I think we knew we did very well, Milton, when the show ended, right? The first time? Oh, yes, we did. Yeah, I think that there was a good buzz and consensus leaving here. Okay, I predicted I said 5,000 views isn't out of the reach, and it did even more than that. So I
Yes,
want to
it did.
congratulate you.
Thank you.
I want to congratulate myself.
That's it.
Okay, because I'm a vain, arrogant fuck. And I want to congratulate myself for having an eye for talent and my world-class instincts. My brother James out there saying hello, of course. My ride or die from NB again. But just an amazing start, and people are watching tonight. And regardless, it's a great day out there, and we know people are busy. But man, check us out live. And if you can't check us out live, check us out over the shares all over Facebook. So we're talking about entanglements. Could be the best euphemism I have ever heard in a time of crisis.
I
what
love
the
that
fuck?
word. I love that word because that's what they are.
It could be the word of the year if it wasn't for Corona.
It really could.
You know, it could be the word of the year. Entanglements. Yeah, like you're entangled
In a
in
situation.
his private parts.
Yeah. Pretty
All
much.
right? Yeah, I mean, this ain't kind of some... I thought it was comical, but brilliant, if that's possible.
And when I think of entanglement, and when you say entangle with private parts, I'm thinking she had feelings. Because when you're entangled, you're stuck for a little bit.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, it takes some time to get there. It takes some time
Time
to
to get out.
Yeah.
So there was some feelings there on both sides.
She said she felt great. She said he made her first special.
Of course.
I watched it today. You know, you sent it to me.
Yes.
And it was my responsibility to watch it from beginning to
Listen.
end. And I did for you, Mika.
I think this is a lesson
Yeah.
for men, not only women, but for men to
Yeah,
realize.
you're all about the turning the tables
I
on the
am.
women. Why though?
Because it's about time. Women have
It's not Hillary Clinton standing by Bill Clinton saying,
Right.
I ain't no Tammy Wynette.
Right.
Stand by your man.
I think that's what caught me off guard the most is that Will was vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just a woman sitting there feeling sorry and looking some. Oh no, she didn't seem like she had any remorse.
Jane is hard. She grew up like that. You know, she best friends.
She didn't seem like she
best
had any
friends with
remorse.
Tupac, a theatrical school in Baltimore, I believe.
Yeah.
She's been around for a long time. They're a superpower couple. I thought this when you watch things in bits and pieces, you don't get the whole context. I watched it from the tape that you sent me from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Okay? And I thought they sounded as intelligent and articulated their reason for being there as well as they possibly could at a very high level. However, I disagree with that type of public forum because it's not just them two who are affected.
It's their
their
kids.
families, it's their kids, it's their inner circle, it's their loved ones. And I don't know. It's their business. It's their life. I didn't.
What people tend to forget
yeah.
is that was 4 years ago. So
Sure.
this is stuff that's coming up after that you thought was buried in.
Yeah. You
No.
think because they're back together a little bit that they decide to put it on the table? The red table, literally?
No. Wow.
All right.
I mean, there was just so much speculation, so much talk, so much he said. I think that they needed to put it all out on the red table. I think that she needed and he needed because they wanted their truth to be spoken.
Sure. And they said it was trivial to some of the stuff going on in the world today.
Right. They didn't want to. They didn't want to.
And I thought that was admirable of them too. I got one problem with Jada, though. And I love Jada. I've been a fan of hers from the beginning, okay? I would say probably a more Jada fan than Will Smith's fan. Never watched Fresh Prince, really. Summertime is an anthem of my generation. I love it. I like the fact that he's from Philly. Jada's kind of more my jam, I would think. But I have one problem with where she came from. They said they brought the kid August to help him and to get him treatment.
Yeah.
Okay? You know where I'm going with this, right?
Yes. And
If you are going to get somebody treatment and nurse them back to health,
you can't sleep with them.
Rule number one is you cannot sleep with them.
No.
That's like me helping somebody from the Heroin Project get drug treatment and using that I'm going to help them to get him in my bed. That is dirty all the way across the board.
First of all,
I had a problem with that.
First of all,
Yeah.
I have a son that's that age, okay?
Yeah.
That's one thing that I would never violate, first of all.
Sure.
Because that's your son's friend.
How old is their oldest child?
Together, they, let me see, Jaden, theirs together, but the other son, it has to be about 23, 24.
So yeah, that's yeah.
So it's just, why would you do that? But, the moment he might have came on to her, we don't know the whole logistics of everything that went on behind closed doors. So to make judgment,
I don't want to trash them, okay? Because I respect their intelligence. I think they generally love one another, okay? They're my age, okay? They've survived Hollywood for over 20 years. God bless them, okay? They said they've had a rough road, but they're back together. I admire their stick-to-itness and their ride-or-die mentality, okay? And I don't want to, because we're all fucked up. And I don't want you seeing me on my worst day.
Right.
I don't want anybody seeing you on your worst day. I don't want you to see me at my worst romance point in relationship. Nor would I want anybody else's loved ones to be put out there.
I just think that they
so
didn't
we're
owe
not
nobody
above
anything.
that. But when 31 million people watch the shit, and we're doing a show about relationships, we got to talk about it. Okay?
I just think, in my opinion, they didn't owe nobody shit.
Okay. What do they say to their kids? They owe their kids something.
That's who they owe.
Yeah.
They owe their family. They don't own it to us.
Sure.
They didn't need to do anything, but because it was put out there, they felt
Mom's fucking the pool guy. Oh, excuse me. The guy they're trying to help. The young aspiring rapper.
How does he think?
How the fuck is that going to fly in your house, Milton? I know it's not going to jive in mine.
No.
All right? I ain't bringing no good-looking 23-year-old rapper house guest into my fucking... I'm not letting a fucking wolf in a chicken house in my fucking house.
Listen.
That ain't happening.
Listen.
What?
A lot of women say once you hit 21, that's it.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's free reign.
But you don't say that.
I don't know. Yeah.
No. 21's a little young.
21 is way too.
My thing was when you're over 25, I think anything 25 to 40 is okay.
Yes.
I think 25 is 25, 27.
I wouldn't even go there because
line.
some of my son's friends are 25.
Sure.
So,
27?
I just.
Where you at with it? Give me it.
Well, obviously I'm the same age as my husband, but I 30 plus for me. These young ones ain't got no values. They ain't got no nothing. They're a hot mess.
Yeah, sure.
They're a hot mess. They're sleeping with
I wonder
you
if
and the friend.
I wonder if they get laid while they're texting.
A lot of them probably do.
Hey, you think these young dudes are getting laid while they're texting?
No, you know what's happening?
Or TikToking? Hold on. Before you pull out, let me TikTok this to my friend. Get the
You
fuck
want to
out
know
of here.
you want to know what's happening with this young generation?
What? Tell me what.
They sleeping with somebody, and while they're sleeping with somebody, the next bitch is fucking calling them.
Yeah, of course.
So, and then they go to and this is why they all get caught up. Talking about entanglements, that's why they all get caught up.
We used to hide by taking the phone off the hook. God forbid you try to take a teenager's phone.
Oh my
today.
goodness! Listen,
Jesus
that is
Christ. They're not giving
shut
them
off
right
my
out
phone.
the
Shut off my phone. The next cell, oh my god, the next cell was the worst because it's all was loud.
Yeah.
And you're in a speaker.
31 million people watch them and more and climbing. Probably about 50 million by the end of the year.
That's horrible.
I'm going to talk to put the stuff up. The red table, certainly it solidified their business move with that.
That was one
Yeah.
of, I mean, I respect them for doing that.
Yeah.
And that's what the red table is about. And that's what people don't,
Yeah, sure.
people just think it's Jada talking, no, that's what the red table, bring your
Who
shit to the
came
table.
out better? You think Jada did?
Yes.
I would have to agree.
I think Will was a little like, I don't want to say reserved, but you could see the hurt. Like I said, you could see the ultimate hurt. I don't think he really wanted to speak too much on it. He let her speak her piece.
He should have done some makeup before that. He had them bags under his eyes. I saw it.
Like he was thinking all night
Yeah,
about
like
what he was
thinking all
going to
night.
say. Yeah.
Exactly.
So you just don't know.
Let me tell you something. As a man, Mika, she had to have him cheating on her multiple times.
For him to sit there.
And she must have to have him over a barrel to put him out there like he did.
Yeah.
That must have been a 4-year fuck you. You've told me enough pain. We're putting it out there.
Yeah. Because there's no way I know any grown man is going to sit there and let their woman tell the world I had an affair with a 20-something-year-old. There's no way. I know the men that I know ain't it. Listen.
Not happening?
Heck no.
Nacion's not going to let you put him on blast on the red table.
Nathan would, yeah, right.
We'll let you put him on blast at this podcast table.
No, there's nothing to put on blast.
Maybe we'll work. Maybe we'll work to that.
He didn't want to come today.
He didn't want to come.
No, he
I noticed that he friend requested me a while back, and I accepted it the other day.
He's a big sporty. If it ain't about sports, he ain't got no time for it.
We can get him on a football show, but that's live from the Foxy Lady, so we can really show him a good.
That's
time.
all right. Man.
What's up with this open relationship bullshit?
Oh, God. Okay.
That's some bullshit.
All right, so 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I probably would have did an open relationship. Let's be 100% honest.
We're gonna be honest because some things, the thought is magical and great, and you can make sense out of it. But when you put it into practicality,
it's not.
It doesn't work.
No, listen.
For most, I don't know. You know.
Well, for me, when I was heartless and didn't give a fuck,
Yeah.
that would have worked for me. That honestly would have worked for me. For some reation along the line, I grew hot.
You catch feelings. You walk into.
Now I do.
Hold on. You catch feelings. You walk into a party. The guy you like being with the most is smashing some girl in the garage.
So then I smash his best friend.
You are ruthless.
I am. That's how I used to be.
You'd smash his best friend.
Why? Why not?
Now the best friend's gonna do that?
Of course they would.
Really?
A lot of men.
I would hope my best friend's gonna. We're gonna have a serious problem. Is the building? Is the building on fire?
But that's back when I was in my 20s. Now that would never happen. It's just a lot.
So you were that ruthless, huh?
I was.
So are you gonna smash the best friend without a reason, or because he's with another girl and you're there, then you're gonna do it out of spite?
I would do it out of spite because that's just who I am. That was who I was. If you knew me, I'd listen. I didn't care about you or them. So you want to hurt me?
Yeah.
I'm going after your friend.
Whoa. I hope I never piss you off.
I'm not. I actually grew out of that.
You can take the girl out of United Front or whatever it's called
That's
now,
where I
but you
was
cannot take the United Front
out
of the girl.
Honestly, I was that way. I spoke about it in my last blog.
Yeah, I didn't read it.
All right, so
you didn't tell me you did one.
I did do one, and it was just talking about it was no love lost, and I talked about how I equated love for the longest time.
Sure.
Because the men who said they loved me hurt me, and the men that I was just sleeping with treated me like I was the princess, like everything. So therefore, I equated love with just a quick fuck.
The human dynamic is fucked up, ain't it, man?
It
Golly.
really is. So that goes along the lines of my whole mentality back then.
Yeah.
My whole mentality was like, all right, I'm sleeping with him.
Yeah.
Oh, he likes me. He keeps coming back. Now, the person that I was madly in love with and supposedly loved me was sleeping with everybody else, treating me like crap.
Sure.
So, therefore, that person that I was just sleeping with, no relationship, no nothing. It was, what do they call it now? Friends with benefits.
Yeah.
That was what I equated to love. And I think I hurt more men
The men hurt you?
than men hurt me, to be quite honest.
Well, good on you. Hey, let me tell you something. When you're in it, it's better all to be than giving it than getting it. Okay. Were you ever jealous?
Oh,
in a
yeah.
relationship?
Oh, yes. Listen, with my, yes, very jealous. Let's put it that way. Very, very, very jealous. And I'm definitely not ashamed to admit it.
No.
Not at all.
Anybody who says they're never jealous is a liar.
It's full of crap.
Of course.
And anybody who says somebody does not put threat or some kind of like fear in their relationship, you're absolutely bullshitting. Because there's always going to be that one man or that one woman that will make you think that something is going
My girlfriends knew him. My girlfriends knew him. Soon as one of the 3 or 4 would walk in the door, it was like, we got to go. Or it would be like, I'm tired. Or boom. You know, and I could see it. And I'd rather just have I'd rather just have her say, I can't with this bitch, Mike. I can't do it. You know, you went out with her for 4 years. You said you should have married her. You know, it's in my head. I'm weak. I cannot have a good time here.
Listen.
Okay, let's go to the next bar or the next restaurant.
The worst is that. The worst is that.
Yeah.
The worst is when you walk away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The walk away, yeah.
The worst, I think, for me is the ones that I don't mind my husband having female friends, but you're going to respect me.
I have that in my notes. I think you're full of shit.
I honestly, if they don't respect me, they don't need to be my husband's friend at all.
All right.
If you don't come to me and say hello to me, or if you're on my husband's Facebook and you're not on mine, there's no need. There is no need to be friends. That's just me. You don't have to be. Any male friend of mine should be friends with my husband.
Sure.
First,
that's why I added him. Well, I've seen his post. I know he's a big sports fan.
Out of respect for me, when you see me out with my husband, don't just run up to my husband and say hi. Say hello to me.
Yeah, of course.
And it's my husband's responsibility to say, hey, this is my wife, which he does now. Because at the beginning, it definitely was not like that. And believe me,
well, now
there was a couple bras that were on the hit list that were about to. There's a couple deletes. There's a couple
go.
blocks. I am not ashamed to say it. Yes.
Blocks. You want to see blocks? Now, let me ask you questions, okay? So you're cool with the friends of opposite sex. All right, so how cool you with? If they're driving around in a car together smoking a joint, you cool with that?
No.
If they meet at Knuckleheads for a beer after work, are you cool with that?
Nope. You want to know how cool they are? Bring your significant other to my house. That's how cool. No hanging with if you have a lot of them have significant others.
Yeah.
There's no need to be hanging around.
So what are you cool with then? So you're lying right now saying that you're cool with it.
Listen, I'm cool with the hello, goodbye.
Yeah, but that's not it. There's a lot more than that.
Well, then he don't need friends. He got me. He don't need nobody but me, all right? That's how I see it.
That is funny.
Like, you have to think about it. You know, Lamont was here Lamont was my friend before he was his friend.
Sure, you're taking me right down the path I want to go to.
So,
but there has to be some type of exceptions, right? Like, I know girls that I walked to school with when kids actually walked to school from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Right. My husband has a friend that he's known his whole life.
Yeah. Are you cool with them?
I absolutely am, and she's absolutely wonderful.
Okay, so you don't have with them having a drink after work together?
Not at all.
All right.
I trust her 100%.
All right.
That's the only one.
That's the only one. So there's levels to it.
Right. Yeah. If they've known for years and she knows me, she talks to me.
Yeah.
When she sees me, she'll have a conversation.
Sure.
The ones that I have a problem with is when you see me without him, you act like you don't know me.
Why, you think that's guilt maybe?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's either something there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if I see you constantly commenting on my man's shit, we gonna have a problem.
Really?
I will go in your inbox and say, what is this connection?
Yeah, but that's intelligent enough, though.
If it's platonic and you say, there's really nothing there, I just like what he says.
I feel very strongly that the inbox was created for people to handle this stuff before it goes on blast on
Exactly.
Facebook. Like today, there's this minister and I find him at times to be intolerant. I find him at times using things that, whatever. But we've known each other for a long time. And we get into it over the word Portuguese today. Did you see that on my Did you see that on my Facebook? And I said to him, first of all, I thought he was talking about a piece of bread. Because when he said bread, he meant the Portuguese bankroll. I was talking about like a Portuguese piece of bread. But I says, listen, homie. I said, 20 years ago, those were fighting words to my friends. You know what I mean? I don't know where you're from Somerset. He says, but you're not Portuguese. He says, I don't have to be Portuguese. I played at Columbus Park. My friends lived on Tremont, Plain, Pine,
Doesn't he
Orange
realize
Street.
Fall River is like
He's Portuguese.
how many? What percentage of Portuguese live in Fall River?
Yeah, but then we started getting into it, and we're friends. And he's a good dad. His 2 daughters are ball players. I like Tom. Okay, he drives me crazy. I'm sure I drive him crazy. I saw him walking the other day. He's, hey, you look great, Mike, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's a minister. He goes out in front of the courthouse, and he walks around with that big Jesus cross. You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen the dude? He's an interesting character, good athlete, but very kind of intolerant of people who don't believe in God or don't want to follow what he thinks they should be doing. But anyway, I said, getting back to the Facebook inbox, then he says, Mike, man, you need to see a psychiatrist. And he got real personal with me. So I sent him an inbox, and I says, Tommy, next time I see you when I'm walking downtown, I want you to come up to me to my face and tell me to see a psychiatrist. I didn't put it in the comment section.
No.
I put it in the inbox, right? And then he says, why are you threatening me? I said, I'm not threatening you. I'm just telling you, if you're comfortable on my page telling me to see a psychiatrist, and there's 50-some-odd comments, then I want you to be comfortable enough when you see me, when it's me and you, to tell me you're going to see a psychiatrist.
Listen,
we both know it's not going to happen.
Online has given so much comfortability to talk shit and act like a tough guy.
Did you see Mike Tyson's quote today about it?
Yes,
I liked
exactly.
that. I liked that.
Because a lot of people don't. A lot of the people that talk the most crap online are the people that can't do nothing about it.
I hear you.
I know that for a simple fact. There's a lot of doing too much online.
Yeah.
Way too much.
A lot of fronting.
Yes.
A lot of poses online. Do you believe in karma?
I do.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Tell me why.
Why do I believe in karma? Because all the shit I did, sometimes I feel like I feel it back.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel it back. I do believe
Have
in
you ever
karma.
seen a therapist?
I have.
Really?
I have.
Talk to me about that experience.
My therapist was awesome.
Male or female?
It was a female.
Okay.
And
was that important to you that it was a female?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. And she listened, and then she gave a little advice.
Yeah.
That experience was great because it's somebody.
Now, how'd you get to that point? Did a friend direct you? Did you say, hey, listen, we can all use a little bit of it? I mean,
no, it was a point in my life where I just was
drowning?
Yes, I was falling apart.
Yeah, of course.
This was probably about 6 years ago.
Okay.
And I just felt like I needed to talk to somebody outside of me, outside of my life,
I hear you.
with no judgment, no nothing.
A professional.
Right.
A credential.
And it helped.
Yeah.
And I looked at myself a little different. Not only did that help, but obviously I go to school for psychology.
Sure.
So once I figured out what I needed to do to get to where I'm at, that therapist actually helped kickstart that journey. You know what I mean? To get to where I'm at peace right now with who I am and my insecurities. Not all 100%, but I'm 75%.
Is there that utopia of being all squared away all the time? I don't think it exists.
No, there isn't.
You look at rich people and they're killing themselves, or they're burying themselves in drugs, or they're running around with 14-year-old girls, or they're robbing their employees.
The balance, the balance of perfect and imperfect, it has to have some kind of balance. So don't ever think that anything's perfect. No relationship's perfect. No, life is definitely not perfect. And just every day is not supposed to be perfect. If you come across somebody who seems like they have it all together, that's all a front, because nobody has it all together. The richest people.
Do we want to be perfect though?
Nope.
Is it the joy, the real joy in the struggles, in the journey?
I love my imperfections. I'm a little crazy.
know?
I love being crazy.
If things were perfect, it would be kind of boring. You know, it sounds like an oxymoron, but you know,
It'd be all one wavelength. It just.
But I did see a Facebook post that says, "Okay, I'm tired of surviving these obstacles God put in front of me. I need a break." You know what I mean? there are times where it gets
tired.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
You do get
Now,
tired.
how long did you see the therapist for?
I saw a therapist for probably about almost a year.
Really?
And
What
it
made you
started
leave?
like two times a month.
Yeah.
And then I went from one time a month, you know, and then that's when what made me stop, I just stopped. I don't even know. I just was like, okay, I think I have a grip on.
Did you
certain
thank
things.
her?
I did.
You did?
I did, and then I tried to find
Have
her
you
just
communicated?
recently.
Have you communicated?
I
with her in
haven't.
a while?
She actually moved to a different location, and I haven't been able to find her.
Sure.
But she was great, and she was young. That's a plus when you're dealing with young people. That's somebody that is close to their own age.
Yeah.
Or somebody who's kind of lived a little bit of the life that they lived.
Sure.
And that's why I'm going into psychology, because I feel like
I think you would be a good psychologist.
I want to work with teenagers for the simple fact that a lot of them feel like nobody understands them.
Sure.
Plenty feel
Nobody understands how fucking easy they got and how they got a fucking
right.
name.
And I'm like, right. And
Oh God.
I think from the age of 13 to, I want to say 21,
Yep.
they just need to know that they have a voice.
Yeah. Should they have a voice?
It's not in a voice that
Should they have a voice that anybody should take seriously?
some of them should.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I didn't say no.
Some of them should.
Yeah.
Some of them should.
I think having a voice has to be earned a little bit.
Right.
I think, you know, if you want to talk about social justice, maybe you should be a social worker. Mm-hmm. You know, I was talking the other day. Tell me if I'm nuts about this. I think a lot of people will think I'm nuts, period. But there's a person that's involved at the studio that has 2 kids that he loves very deeply. Okay? And we're talking about he's entangled with some issues.
You like that word.
With DCF. Nothing bad. There's a divorce, and you know there's some details and stuff that they're working on. And I said to him, "How do you listen to a 26-year-old child social care worker who has never had a child?" That would be hard for me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Listening to a 26-year-old kid, right, talk to me about
What you should
raising
do.
my family and with no life experience whatsoever. But I'm wrong, I guess, right? Doesn't the degree give you that privilege or that ability to make money?
You can have a degree.
No, I hear you.
You can have a degree. You can have all the degrees in the world. I think experience means a lot in that field. You know what I mean? I have a family member that's a social worker, and I think she's one of the best.
Yeah.
The best ones there is.
My father's background was a social worker. He was the best social worker they've
And
seen around here in a long time.
She is a tough cookie, but she's a tough cookie because she loves kids.
Yeah.
She wants the best for people.
Sure.
And a lot of people take her tough exterior as being, a bitch or whatever, but she's one of the best.
Yeah.
In my eyes, that's how I see it.
Sure. So are you buying a 26-year-old, no life experience, no kids?
I mean,
telling parents how to parent and people that have worked full time for
Listen.
27 years and raised 2 kids. At 26-year-old, do you know enough about that?
Well, I did because I already had a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But remember, she has no kids. I said.
All right, so this is how I look at it when it involves DCF. You have to do what you have to do to get your kids back, regardless if you like person or you like, or this person has no experience, and you have to
play the
suck
game.
it up. You have to.
Sadly, you got to play the game. But no, this guy has his kids.
Okay.
It's nothing severe. It's more like school counseling type stuff than it is. You know what I mean? Like
a lot of it that they deal with is
joint
mandate.
custody, 3 and 3, 3 days. And so it's not like that. But we were just discussing. I was like, man. I mean, God bless you for playing the game because I would have a hard time looking across the table at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we talking about let's talk about dating and single parent.
Okay, there we go.
So
I love single mothers. Swear to God. Swear to God. I almost married one. I almost married two. Okay? I'm telling you right now, fellas, single mothers, and we disagree a little bit on this. They're squared away. They work. They take care of the
Listen.
kids. There's not a lot of time to bullshit. They get to the point. When they go out, they're out for a good time because they never go out.
Exactly.
Okay? You know, go there.
Just
fellas.
FYI,
But hold on. But go there with good intentions. Do not try to hijack the poontang of a single mother and lead her down a dark path because your life is tough enough and karma will bite you in the ass.
Listen.
But single mothers are A-okay with me. Milton, what do you think? All right,
it's
brother.
a scary. Listen, I was a single mother dating, so it's a scary situation. I had 2 kids.
Yeah.
You know?
Who did your babysitting for you?
Listen.
Who's that trusted soldier that you were like,
Nobody.
Yo, your mother?
No, I lived on my own.
I know you did, but who watched the kids?
Listen,
Really?
listen. When a lot of the times I was wilding out, my kids were either with my mother or with one of my friends, but less here and
Yeah.
there. So as I got older, like when I started dating my husband, he didn't even realize I had children, and my kids were in the house when he would come to see me. They were at night because I let him know right off bat I have kids, and he was just like, "Where are they?" You know. And my oldest son was old enough to go hang with his friends, whatever. And my little one, disciplined, went to bed.
Sneaking in the back door, huh?
It wasn't sneaking.
Yeah.
It was just, I knew that I can't just especially my son, my youngest son, with him being autistic. I just couldn't let men.
Did your son?
In and out.
I've been discovered in single mother female beds that we thought that we were fooling the kids for a couple of months. And they would say, because I would see them during the day, and Mike, and playing baseball. I was that cool friend of their mother's. But all of a sudden they start hearing some strange noises, blah, blah, blah. And then they're coming up to bed and say, Mike, you want to go play basketball? I'm like, no, it's little Joey, it's 2:00 in the morning.
But see,
We
that's
need some sleep.
the balance. But
Yeah.
Being a single parent, you have to ease your children into
Absolutely,
things. And you have to
without
make
question.
sure,
Yeah.
ladies, make sure that the man is a man, not somebody you just messing with. Don't bring just anybody around your kids.
No, of course not. That's
Never.
probably the most important thing that's ever been said on this show,
Never.
without question.
Because you just never know. You need to fill that out. I think it was 6 months before my son even
Yeah, that's
met.
about right.
6 months
Yeah.
before my son even met my husband.
But they know he's calling, though, right?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, they
So
know they're
like
calling. Yeah.
in the past, like any guy that I used to deal with,
Yeah.
they used to be friends of mine. So they would, they would know, like they'd be around. But that was when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I had my second son, I got a little smarter.
Yeah.
I didn't let too many men, should I say, around my child.
Why
I
is
was
it so
nervous.
important to be very careful? Because I think you're right on the point. You're right on point with that. Tell me why.
I
Why
think
is it so
it's
important?
so important because children get attached. And not only do children get attached, but children feel. A lot of parents forget that they feel just as much as they feel.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of men that really are out there that will hurt the kid before, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course,
To make an example or do some stupidness. I wish a mother sucker would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you have to have enough respect for your kids to make sure that man is the correct man to bring in your
And
house.
it's not healthy having a revolving door for many reasons. You know what I mean?
Because you see these,
Yeah.
yeah, I grew up kind of around the revolving door. So, did I think it was okay to have multiple
But there
men?
was
Of
some.
course.
There was some that you liked more than others, right?
Nope, I didn't like none of them.
Whoa.
And you could, if my mother was to attest to that, first of all, I was the only child.
Yeah.
And that's my mother.
Yeah.
I didn't like nobody. I still don't like nobody, but that's another story.
All right. Well, totally you're not like, but you had a little incident at work, huh?
Oh, man.
Now, because let me tell you something. I've gotten into an argument in a pizza store, in a sportswear store, and walking.
Listen,
Now,
walking.
Is it me that's impossible, or are people just fucked up because it's Corona
Listen.
thing and everybody's on edge?
Everybody is starting to lose their mind.
Okay.
So I'm at work the other day,
Yeah.
ringing out now. If you know stores, we have plexiglass
Yeah.
in between.
Yeah.
I pull off my mask because at this point, I've already had my mask on for a couple hours,
Yeah.
on and off. I couldn't breathe.
Sure.
So I figure, hey, I'm behind the plexiglass. Let me pull it down just a little.
Yeah.
The lady starts getting huffy and puffy. I'm double bagging her stuff. She's yelling at me, don't double bag it. So I decided to take it out. Don't take
Why
it
though?
off. It was heavy stuff. The bags are cheap.
Is it double bagging a courtesy? Like
Yes. So then she started getting all hissy pissy, and I said, "Okay, no, just leave it." She said. I said, "Okay." She goes, "Tell me something. Why did you pull your mask down halfway through my transaction?" I said, "Excuse me." I said, "What?"
Because you're white and I hate white people, bitch. Is that what you're trying to say?
That is not. No, listen. So then she proceeds to say, I said, "I can't breathe." I said, "I wear this 8 hours a day."
Sure.
And
I'm busting my ass on the front lines.
Right.
Taking
now,
care
I've
of
been
you.
through my store, through this whole, I have not caught anything, knock on wood. I've been there. I've been on the front lines. I am an essential worker.
Yeah.
That you was buying is not essential. So why you in here? And then she goes to tell me, like I give a fuck.
Yeah.
I have one lung. I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "Did I ask you?"
Yeah.
She said, "No." She said, so I turned to her and I said, "I asked you to mind your business."
She got one leg. She's going to go buy a pack of cigarettes
Exactly.
and that.
She got one lung, but you're out. So if that's what's stopping you, I wear my mask 12 to 16 hours a day. She didn't look like she had a job, but that's none of my business. But anyway.
Listen, I got my shirt on. Corona chaos, okay? I am not a Corona Nazi. If somebody doesn't have a mask on,
Me
I'm not going to
neither.
give them shit.
It's none of my business.
When I do wear a mask, it's out of courtesy for the people who own the store or the people who may be in line. So I'm not wearing the mask for me. I'm wearing it for them. But these people
You
are
know
control.
what?
And the argument at the sneaker store started about me to have my mask on. I was half a foot in the building, and I got a young 20-year-old girl screaming at me to get out of the store without my mask on.
And the crazy thing is these stores have these policies. Like my store has a policy that every employee has to have it on all the time. And the customers don't have to have it on. They can walk in our store and do. But the minute we pull ours down, it's God forbid. It's not fair. I'm sorry, it's not fair. And I have no problem.
And you had it on for 4 hours and all that other stuff.
It's just wild. I'm over this whole Corona. I'm over all these.
No, you're not,
crazy
because you got a kid that's going to go to school. So what's going to happen here?
He's going to stay home. That's what's going to happen.
Really?
No, he did actually really well.
Online remote learning?
Yes, he did absolutely
well.
Wow. Once we got on a
you don't
set
hear
schedule,
that often.
Listen, once we got on a set schedule, and we spoke back and forth with the teachers, in 3 days, we did 2 assignments for 3.
Yeah.
Every 1, 2.
No, are you
3.
walking him through these assignments?
I made sure that I was home.
Yeah.
To help him because
Sure.
obviously my son is special needs. He does
Sure.
have issues.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and he has an IEP.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm right there, but he did absolutely fine. And there was towards the end, he started doing things on his own without me being there.
Really?
Nothing. So
Why do you think he responded to it? Was it the special needs component that maybe that's a better situation for him, possibly?
I think so. And with him, he has a one-on-one in class. So that's a ABA, and everyone that's ever worked with him has been wonderful. So the alone aspect is what my son likes. He likes to be alone, but he likes to work alone. He likes to be by himself. So
is that a byproduct of his situation?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can put him in a room full of kids. He might interact for a little while, and then you'll see him pull back, and he'll just chill by himself. He's not.
That's all right, though, right?
Oh, please! I like being by myself. I don't like people.
Well, you work with the public in a very high profile manner.
And it's hard. People don't realize it. I come home every day saying I freaking can't stand people.
Now, what about the burden of him being home? It makes your life twice as hard, right?
No, he's pretty good. He's very helpful. He's the helpful child.
Really?
Like, he is very.
How old is he now?
He's 14.
Okay.
So the only burden I have is my grocery list.
Yeah, of course.
He's a grown boy and does nothing but eat all day.
God bless
He'll
him.
call me and be like, "Mom, I need something from the store. It's a snack." I'm like, "Okay," but yeah, that's pretty much my dilemma, like with him. But
that's
I am completely blessed with that boy.
Were you surprised how we responded? Were
I
you
really
concerned?
was. The first 2 weeks were tough because he panicked.
Yeah.
The first 2 weeks were, "Mom, how am I going to do this? I want to go back to school, blah, blah, blah." And then once, we did the Zooms with the teachers. That's what made him comfortable. As long as he's seen them and knew that everybody was doing the same thing,
That's cool.
He became comfortable.
How do the teachers respond?
The teachers, I know for a fact, like my son's school, they were wonderful.
Awesome.
They were wonderful.
Does he go to Keith?
He goes to Roosevelt.
All right. What are the middle schools? It's Keith, it's Normandin,
and
it's Roosevelt. There's only 3?
There's only 3.
Okay.
And they were absolutely amazing. Anything I needed, even the speech therapist would call me once a week. The ABA therapist, they would call.
They're around point.
They were call. They would text.
Good for them.
They had group. There was
Support your teachers.
I love every
They're
teacher.
not paid enough. They got your kids, sometimes more than you do.
Yeah.
The schools, 90% of the students in 4 qualify for free lunch. They eat breakfast and they eat lunch there.
I
Keep
love
the schools
every
open
teacher.
till 6 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night when you can. We need more teachers.
Listen, my son had some of the best teachers.
Yeah.
His first elementary school was Connie. Shout out to Connie because I'm a Connie kid too.
Yeah, okay.
And New Bedford and
That's Academy, right?
Connie Academy.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. They were awesome. Listen, every single teacher he had loves him to this day.
Good.
I'm still in contact with them. I'm so very grateful for all of them.
Good. Shout out to the Bedford school system. You got a
That's
bad rap
right.
like Durfee does.
Listen,
But
I
we
love
know
it.
we know the truth. We're not buying the hype.
Nope.
You guys got a tough job. You can't cherry pick your kids like some of these vocational schools can, like some of these Catholic schools can. You're going to take the unwanted. You're going to take the unwashed. You're going to take the people that nobody else does. I salute you for doing your job and doing it to your ability because it's a hard job. It's a stressful job.
It sure is.
Okay, and the compensation is not nearly what it should be. So, but we got respect for you.
Listen, I got a question for you.
Let's go.
All right. I said, so
I
thought
got 8 questions for you. So,
So do you think
yeah.
after 35, do you really need a relationship?
No.
No?
No.
Some people don't. And
No. It would be very, the relationship as I know it, going back to my last 4 relationships, living together 90% of the time, right? When we're not is when they're beefing or like I'm going out of town and she may be going out of town. Sleeping in the same bed, using the same bathroom, all of it. People should live together before they get married because they realize it's not as
it's definitely not
glamorous
easy.
as it
I
is.
love the fact that my husband works 24 hours because it gives us space and it works for us.
All day.
It gives us space.
I had
and it works
I had a few beers last night. Okay, all day after my walk, I said, I got this podcast with Mika. Okay, I said, and then I'm gonna chill out on that couch for 2-3 hours. Watch American Soul, which is the best show on TV. It's a story of Soul Train, Don Cornelius. It is the best show. The season finale, season 2, is tonight. And I'm going to chill out and I'm going to shut all the lights off and I'm not answering that door for nobody. But when you live with somebody, it's not like that, man.
No.
You see the dirty laundry. You see the imperfections. You see all of it. It gets heightened. Milton, you just survived one, didn't you? How long we... What do you mean it's off the record? Look at her.
No, I've been with my husband. We've been almost married a year, but we've been together. We've been living together for probably.
Your weather was great.
It was beautiful.
I watched it from afar.
It was beautiful.
Like I said, I've been stalking you on Facebook for a while. You know that.
We've been together for quite some time. We've been living together for 9 years. Well, almost been together for 10.
But he's a firefighter, so he's out of the house, right?
He is.
Sometimes, so
And
that's a nice
sometimes,
break.
there's some days I'm just like, oh, can you stay home? But then there's some days get the hell out,
Yeah,
which
good.
it works. It works for us. But honestly, because I think we both get on each other's nerves.
Sure. You guys got a big place? We got she said's. We got his and her bedrooms. We got people trying to, all they can. I mean, It is not a
Well,
it's not a comfort to people have different beds, sleep in different beds today.
Listen, that's a joke that we had not too long ago, and I was like, he was like, why don't you just put a room in your little beauty room, and I'm another bed. I was like, I don't want to. That's my bed with you too, like you know. But no, I have my space. He has his. Just that works for us too.
How do I say this without being politically offensive? Right now. What is the proper word? Is it Oriental? Is it Asian? It's Asian, right?
It's Asian.
Okay. The Asian rule of thought is do not save money with shoes or your bed. Buy the best available.
Yes.
Why? Because you spend most of your time, listen to me, Milton, on your feet or asleep.
Man, I love sleep. I could be a professional sleeper.
Right or wrong. That's why they live to 100.
Rest is good for you.
Shoes and mattresses.
Man, listen.
That's where you spend your money. You need a California king.
Listen.
Is what you need.
Roll his ass all the way on the other side.
Yeah. California king. Sometimes you're thinking, yeah, I mean, you know, there's enough room even for a guy like me. Big. You watch? You got a date?
No.
You got an entanglement on the way?
No.
So how's my online dating profile going?
Listen,
anyway?
so there's 3 different sites that I've been looking at.
All right.
I haven't started yet. So there's Zeus,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I thought about the Tinder, but I
was told Tinder's okay because the girls pick, right?
Yes, and you pick too. You could swipe
all right.
whatever, right, left. So we
plenty
have
of
to get you
fishes
the
for the hoes, right?
Plenty of fishes if you want to get laid.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well.
So if you want a quick lay, that's where you go. But in match. So
right.
I was looking into those, but I think we should try Tinder for you first.
Okay, we're gonna try it.
We're gonna upload.
I'm gonna bring it down to what I like. Okay, you want me to know?
Let's go.
My father, right, used to get pissed because he wanted basketball players for grandchildren, right? So I do not like girls that are that tall. You know what I mean? This is my father saying it. Now, of course, there's exceptions to every rule. I am a sucker for short hair. Believe me, my whole life, my first girlfriend, Michelle DeMarcus, short hair. A couple ones I can't name now because they're married to friends of mine. Short hair. All right? I am a sucker for short hair.
Heels or sneakers?
Heels, not sneakers. I'm like, if I see a girl walking with Air Jordans, I'm running out the room.
Wow.
I'm running out the room. Forget that.
I have Jordans.
I know you do, because you're in that age group. Me and my brother were clowning on that the other day. Hey, listen, I'm not saying I'm the Professor of cool here. I'm just keeping it real with you.
But I do have heels.
I want heels.
I have heels. But
now, if they want to wear short, like athletic sneakers and like leggings and stuff like that, and you don't have to be dressed up. We don't be in heels all the time, man. We know the reality of it.
Blonde, brunette, or redhead.
No blondes, no redheads.
All right, so you brownies.
No blondes, no redheads. Definitely not a redhead. If any, listen, if any of you out there, if there's a redhead in your aura or a red life in your zone or your word cloud, run the fuck away because they are bad news. Stay away from Irish redheads. They are an absolute nightmare. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that right now. But the mixed blonde school, I like a little style and flash. Olive skin.
Okay.
All right? Not white. Not like, so we're talking about like Italian, right? Maybe Greek, maybe.
A little tannish.
Yeah, a little tannish. Yeah.
Not burning.
Yeah. Single mother does not bother me.
Okay.
All right?
That's a good one.
I like him to be fashionable. When I mean fashionable,
Let's not go out in sweats.
No, sweats are okay. Cool. So sweats are cool, but not all the time because sometimes people get too comfortable in it. I mean, Corona thing, like I put on a suit the other day because I had a big sales call. I was like, damn, man, this feels good. Because people aren't rocking that.
Did you remember when I made a post about, I got dressed. I got dressed up. And it wasn't going nowhere, but I got dressed up because I wanted to feel good. And that's what this Corona.
And there is, the older I get, we talked about like the 26-year-old therapist with no kids, talking about great families. Like, the more I think about it, like how right my grandparents were. Because everything they say, the early bird gets the worm. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Dress good, feel good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how about those simple words a bird in the hand's worth two in the bush. You are the company you keep. Those simple, simple, simple words, as you get older, they come through. You know, and they're not acting like they're highly intellectual, highly educated, because most of the paraphrases are very simple. You know, a stitch in time saves nine. How do you work the lucky to get? Okay, if it's to be, it's up to me. Like, these aren't very big Shakespearean Old English words here. It's very direct and it's very simple.
It's very rare, like for me, it's very rare that you catch me looking, you'll catch me looking real crazy at work because I don't care. But if you see me out, I'm always dressed.
Sure.
I cannot go out without looking at like I was with my mom one day and people were just I had a dress on.
Yeah.
So what? And my mom's like, I'm watching these people like stare at me like why do I got
Because you have to whack jobs in Florida Bevan walking around in pajamas.
Right. And I'm not. My mom said this is how you dress. This is who you are.
Course,
Tell them suck it. Like
no
it's
shit,
just and I'm not gonna dress.
Yeah,
shitty.
I got in trouble, man. I got in trouble when I first went on radio because I termed the thing pajama mammas. And my
it's true.
Pajama mammas and my producer thought it was discriminatory, thought it was socioeconomic, discriminatory.
No.
And I was like, nah, man, it's just lazy. But we went into it. But it turned into a huge hit. And it was my first biggest, hit. Because the way talk radio works when you're on every day, if you got a hot topic, it usually you ride it for the next day or the next day, And it turned into a big
I love the ones that come out with the robes because we have one that comes in.
Robes. Now that's a whole other level.
Robe, slippers in the pajama.
I want to walk around in a Hugh Hefner red silk robe with a fucking pipe in my mouth and fucking furry slippers and just walk.
You laugh. That's what
every CVS.
One Halloween. That's what me and my husband were.
That's cool.
I was a bunny and he was the black hef.
That's great. That's good.
We're crazy like that.
That's cool. That's cool. I like it. I'm digging it.
So give me a question before we,
Hold on. So what else about my online dating? I'm taking this very
All
seriously.
right, your age range.
We talked about this already. I
Didn't
told
we
you.
say?
Listen to me. I'm 40.
30,
I'm 49, but I'm
Yeah,
lying.
21. All right.
No, I'm lying to everybody. I'm 48. Okay. So do not. There's a truth to this show. That I like to tell the truth. But don't you fucking dare repeat it. Because I'm going to stay 48 for a couple of years. You understand me?
Listen,
I want to stay young for a couple fucking years, Mel, because that keeps me in the zone.
So 35, I say 35 to 45. Not even, you're 50.
Yeah, 35 to 45.
Because you know what happens after 50. Them broads are wild.
They're running, yeah. Okay.
They're wild.
Right.
Them they cougar kind of not even cool. I can't even call them cougars because they wild. They're in their prime after 50.
I hear you.
They wild.
Listen to me. I was watching 50 Shades of Grey, and I looked at my brother and was like, we were doing this shit in 9th grade. What the fuck is this? Come on.
And that craze was all the women over 45, 50.
I put that movie on to put me to sleep.
I watched it and was
all
like,
these
this was
professional
it.
women with their hands over their mouth. I'm like, what fucking planet are you living on? Tying you up with a blindfolded with a tie? Come on, please.
Yeah.
Watch Basic Instinct.
That's a crazy movie. I love it.
Or Fatal Attraction. You'll find out what a freak is.
And another one was Striptease. I like that.
Yeah.
That's raw.
Was that the one in Vegas? What was the chick, the girl who did that?
It was, oh my God, Bruce Willis's ex-wife. Demi Moore.
But there was another one that was a real big, I don't know the name of it. So let me tell you about these girls. So we'll go strictly online. Now, you don't have a single friend that jumps off the pages at you?
No.
What do you mean?
No. Yeah.
What do you mean, no?
No. I don't. Do you see my friends? I have 2 that I go back and forth with. That's about it. And
yeah, I talked to one of them on thing. She helps out the show.
She's crazy.
Yeah. But how about so there's no girls you work with, there's no cousins, there's no relatives.
Actually, I really no. No.
All right.
No.
All right.
Not yet. Not yet. I'll be looking. Don't sleep. I'll be looking, but no.
Yeah, all right. Because there's 100 ways to do this, right? Now, listen, if we
Did you know that Facebook has a dating section?
Well, just get it going.
Oh, I don't know. That's just as bad. That's just as bad as
If they
Plenty of
Google
Fish.
me, I'm fucked. I know that right now. If they Google me, I am fucked. So I need to get odds on this.
All right, so.
All right, now listen to me, right? But they got to come on the show.
And me.
So there's going to be a problem, right? I think you should interview him on the show without me here,
Okay.
right? And then we got to bring a camera by the date for like 30 seconds or 2 minutes. Because this is why we're doing this. We're doing this for the show, okay?
We're doing this because you need a date.
No, I got plenty of dates.
Oh, come on. You need.
Milton.
Listen.
Listen, I do not need a date, okay? But as any red-blooded American man, I want my options. Okay?
You're a single man, so you
Yeah.
need to explore your options, yes.
I like to see somebody different, and have an enjoyable night on the town with,
Okay.
Because you don't ever want to get still. And listen, it's not about the sex, and the women in my life are great. Most of them are friends, you know what I mean, and even the ones that are a little more than that, they are still great friends. With that being said, there are no commitments, there are no restrictions, and we're doing this for other people to say, okay, listen, match works for me. Because the reality is 60% of marriages and relationships are coming from online.
Now.
That's
a topic
and that's the reality of it. Listen, you know what it used to be? To be a good, you have to go to the clubs.
Right.
Or you have to go out to the bars,
so
and you have to pick them up, and that's how.
So what do you think is better, online or just going for it?
But
Just go for it.
I think it makes you a man. Going up to listen, the girls that
The
could dance, the girls that could dance always got my eye. That's another thing. If they can't dance, I'm not fucking with it.
Oh, they have to have rhythm.
All right.
They need to dance. But
No, they need to know how to dance. They're not gonna be like dancing like MC Hammer with their hands and feet everywhere. They gotta know how to bounce a little bit. You feel me?
Okay.
Okay.
They're not just the
You're
regular.
from New Bedford. You should have a keen understanding.
Not just the
home of the
two-step.
Funky Bunch, right?
Yes.
And my boys.
They're
my
kind
boys.
of family, so
Yeah. Home
yeah.
of, what was the name of that great nightclub, the main event?
Listen, the main event. there
Sean
was some-
Kemp had his bachelor party there, by the way. Alhambras, all of them. The Ice Crew. Shout out to the Ice Crew out there listening.
Hey, 908 used to be popping back in the day too.
Really?
Oh man. Oh
You
man.
like
I
that?
loved 908. Good old days.
I'm sure you did. All right, so I got some questions for you.
Sure.
So if I fulfill my responsibilities
Yes, I got
for the
you.
thing, okay,
Yes.
I'm counting on you. You sent me a list of how many, there were
Questions.
50 questions,
That's
right?
right.
And you have it too, right?
I have it too.
Yeah. It was great because we have to look for material to talk about this show. It just doesn't just happen. So this is one of the stuff we're doing. We're going to end on this. So out of the 50 questions, I took 8 of them
Okay.
that I'm going to ask you. And how many did you take for me? Do you have any?
I didn't write any down for you, but I can.
I hear you. I hear you. Okay. So the first question I'm asking you: most important personality trait in a prospective companion is what?
The most important personality.
Trait in somebody you're thinking about getting into a relationship with is what?
They very. I like bluntness and truthfulness.
Okay.
To me,
Okay,
to me,
that works.
I like a person that's very blunt to the point and very truthful.
Okay, good. Biggest turn offs.
Oh God. Breathing? No. No. My biggest turnoffs. I am. Don't judge me, okay? I am a sneaker girl.
Okay.
I'm a shoe girl.
Sure.
So if
But I
look,
see more shoes than sneakers in your closet.
yeah.
I mean, you don't have Nike dresses hanging up there.
No.
All right.
But in a man, if y'all sneakers,
Yeah.
if I meet you, you could be fine as all hell. If I look down on your sneakers and your sneakers are falling apart or they're
that's
dirty,
crazy,
and
see, yeah.
I can't. You know what? It says a lot about your hygiene and how you take care of
It
yourself.
says nothing about that.
To me, it does because if y'all, I can see if you're coming from work and your sneakers are all jacked up. Yep. But if I meet you out and
So
you
you're
have
gonna
jacked
spend,
up,
you're gonna spend the $200 on sneakers?
no, not even $200, just neat and clean. You can have Shaqs from freaking Walmart as long as they're neat and clean. Neat and clean.
See, that's a generational thing. Durfee High School had a basketball sneaker contract in 1986, 1985, 1984.
Was it
Red
Converse?
Red Sauconys were the only, us in Cambridge, the only schools in New England that had, we had sneaker deals in the early 80s. I played against a lot of your people.
They had
the
red.
Reebok
Classic.
sneakers that I wore to play at the Boston Garden, I wore to school that day. Sneakers were not accessorized in my generation like yours were.
Right. I'm a
But-
90s.
and a lot of girls that I have a lot of respect for had said the same thing to me, and it makes them sound a little shallow towards the man on the sneakers. But you are not the first. You're one of many, and all of them were close to me, and all of them I loved as friends, and I don't get it because I wasn't from it. But I see it now, and my brother kind of got me hip to that.
You have to understand,
Yeah.
like the generation I grew up with,
Yeah.
and the generation now,
Yeah.
they're big on sneakers, but not like we were. All right, we were the type that if you had Nikes, you could only wear Nike Nike sweats. Nowadays,
Yeah,
they be
of
wearing Adidas with Nike. I'm like, I can't take this. It's
Yeah.
it's uncalled for. But sneakers were everything. This is sneaker junkie. I
All right.
agree.
Listen to me. If you want to, she's married, but hey, your shoe game better be tight. All right. What's your perfect date?
My perfect day. I'm a hopeless romantic.
Really? Okay.
You would never think that of me, but I
No,
am.
I did when I saw your wedding.
I am.
You looked very pure and innocent. You looked great at your wedding.
Shauna Hick wasn't pure. I know,
But
so
listen,
fuck
but
that.
you were white.
It was ivory actually.
Ivory,
and
yeah.
it was a beautiful dress.
You
and
look good.
It was just the way that I wanted it. Not he just let me do it. He let me run with it. He was like, "Here's the money, just go."
Yeah.
So, but my perfect date would probably the perfect date would probably be like an outdoor picnic near a pond or a lake or something. Yep, I simple.
I don't have you as a picnic Daisy Duke
I
kind
am.
of chick.
I am,
But
but
what about the bugs and the ants and all the other shit?
I don't think about that when I'm focusing on a man.
All right. So what's in the picnic basket?
It could listen.
Some bows or some?
Yes, I need some wine.
Some fruit salad.
I
what
need
we
some
looking at?
wine
You
and
need
some
wine?
Tito's.
Wine and Tito's. Okay.
And then some fruit. Nothing like heavy. Just something like just so we can
Like a little-
conversate and get
some
to know.
cheese and crackers.
Right.
Oh,
Just so
really?
you could conversate and something like a little snack. I am not. I am. I'm the candles girl. I'm the like rose petals.
Right, right.
Although my husband is total opposite.
Nicest thing that's ever been said to you.
Oh wow. Oh. The nicest thing that's ever been said.
You
to
sent the list to me, so don't act surprised.
The nicest thing that's ever been said to me was, it probably came from an ex of mine.
Really? And
So-
what was, you
and-
comfortable
and-
saying what it was?
Yeah. He told me that he was proud of me.
Good.
He told me that he was proud of me.
You should be.
And the
I'm
woman,
proud of you too.
And the woman that I became since we split. And I think that meant a lot to me because of the girl that I was with him. I definitely did a whole change.
Somebody's relationship have the you if you bump into a celebrity and you can fool around with them, that's a free pass.
Man, listen, I hope my man knows if I see Trey Songz, I'm going.
Trey Songz?
Trey
You
Songz
going?
or Drake, I'm going. It's a.
Drake, come on.
I love me some Drake.
Oh, I'm not with music, but come on. All right.
Listen, didn't my mother say I was going to be with
white guy,
borderline
yeah.
white guy?
Yeah.
So he's almost there.
What are you bad at?
Oh God, I'm kind of I'm bad at like phone like
On the phone.
yeah.
I'm bad at I stay angry maybe a little too long.
I think
Kind of like if it kind of stays with me too
Yeah.
much. I need to let
I'm bad at
stuff go off.
I let the thing that I'm bad at is letting it fester in me.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's me.
We need to
and
let
then
it go.
blow up.
All right, so those are the 8 questions, are the questions that you sent to me.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, are there 1 or 2 or 3 that are jumping out at you that you want to ask me?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. What is one of your internal conflicts?
Sobriety.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's always
Which I've been doing much better at, but
and a lot of people don't realize that is one of the biggest internal
yeah, sure.
conflicts you
But
can have.
last night I just had to have a couple of beers. It's like if I'm cooped up for 2 weeks, then I have that night. And let me tell you something. It's never a Friday or Saturday. With me, you notice that, right, Milt? Right. It's out of the spur of the moment, right? And that's how it goes down.
Let me see.
Go ahead.
What is the last text you received?
Oh, last text.
Anything good?
Shut up and mind your business.
That sounds like something I would say.
Because I saw a friend of mine watching this show, and I was like, man, that's some racist, ignorant shit you're watching, and it's below you. And now I gotta really reevaluate the company that I'm keeping, because if you're getting off on that, then me and you can't kick it. Yeah, and she's I consider her. I haven't known her long enough, but yeah, that was probably the last text.
All right, so another one.
Yeah.
If you won the lottery.
Oh boy, yeah. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'll be dead. The first thing I'm gonna do is buy a plot at Notre Dame Cemetery near my mother, because prepare me for that. Because if I have $20 million in my pocket, it ain't gonna be pretty. I'm gonna be fucked up in some disco in East London. Fucking running with some soccer hooligans.
Listen,
it's not gonna be cool, man. It's not. Let me tell you something. You're gonna be around to ride, but I will be broke after the 20 minutes. I'll spend every fucking day.
Listen, I'd buy an island and just be like, peace. I can't. I don't like
really,
people.
huh?
Yeah.
Well, how are we gonna do our podcast with you on an island and be strung
Listen,
out?
I'll make sure I have good Wi-Fi.
You're gonna be on an island. I'm gonna be strung out in an East London disco. You know, how are we gonna hook up on Wednesdays? What am I gonna do?
Listen.
Last question. We gotta go. It's been over an hour.
What is your greatest achievements? Well, one of your greatest achievements.
Being a good brother.
Awesome.
Right? And with that, the Heron Boys, Chris, Mike, Allie, Chris Jr., Drew, you know how we do it. My man Milton, NB in the house. My man Milton on the wheels of steel. I got nothing but love for you. Peace. Episode 2 of Life is wrapped.
Podcast City.
Get on it.
Podcast City.
Get on it.